Welcome back to the channel, everybody. How you doing? I just want to say I appreciate you guys being here. Today we're going to talk about Happy Place by Emily Henry, the most happiest of places. Let's get into the synopsis first. Harriet and Wynne have been the perfect couple since they met in college. They go together like salt and pepper, honey and tea, lobster and rolls. Except now, for reasons they are still not discussed in, they don't. They broke up 5 months ago and still haven't told their best friends, which is now how they find themselves sharing a bedroom at the main cottage that has been their friend group's yearly getaway for the last decade. Their annual respite from the world, where for one vibrant, blissful week they live behind their daily lives, have copious amounts of cheese, wine, and seafood, and soak up the salty coastal air with the people who understand them most. Only this year, Harriet and Wynne are lying through their teeth while trying not to notice how desperately they still want each other, because the cottage is for sale and this is the last week they'll all have together in this place. They can't stand to break their friends' hearts, and so they'll play their parts. Harriet will be the driven surgical resident who never starts a fight, and Wynne will be the laid-back charmer who never lets the cracks show. It's a flawless plan if you look at it from a great distance and through a pair of sunscreen smeared sunglasses. After years of being in love, how hard can it be to fake it for 1 week in front of those who know you best? So this is my third Emily Henry book I've read so far from her, and I really like it. I mean, I haven't been a pretty big fan of Emily Henry, and I'm very happy with Happy Place. I think this is a really fun one. It's super bright pink, and I was carrying around at work and everyone's like, that's a really pink book. I'm like, oh yeah. I really like Emily Henry's Happy Place. Like the book says, explains that everyone is going back to this place that they all love, this cottage. And I think the best part about these books, and I really like to remind people when I read Emily Henry that she does a really good job for the romance part, but it always feels like it's always the subplot of the books. It never feels like it's the main focus. Like it's always there, but never once is like, it's in your face. Everything else that's going on in these books is the main focus. The subplot is the romance, and everything else is the focus. The biggest part about this is, especially now because I'm almost 30. Yippee. This is my golden year being 29, so here we go. The last year of my 20s, and I'm reading romance novels and making YouTube videos, so let's go. This book, Emily Henry does such a good job at writing characters of just nostalgia, being able to realize that it's all coming to an end. We have to move on. We are becoming adults. And she does such a good job at really sprinkling that in this book until it finally overlaps and it finally just hits everyone deep. Like, holy crap, we're just getting too old for this. Life changes on you so fast. It's one of those things that when you watched from The Office where Andy's like,
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
You know, it's one of those things that is what's going on in this book. Everyone had all these good times together and are slowly drifting apart. It's just so, you can relate to on so many levels throughout this book that you're like, wow. Because I started thinking about those kind of things. Like I have one friend that I've been friends with for over 20 years. And then I have two friends that I've been friends with for over 10 years. I have friends outside of those three, but it's like the friends outside of those three I grew apart with so quickly. Like we were super close and then we just grew apart. And that's the thing about just adult life is you kind of grow apart and you kind of lose a lot of your friends. And that's why a lot of people are like, your real ones are close. You have that close circle, which is true. But again, you have to put effort into being with your friends still. And that's why this book is so important, because the main character, Harriet, realizes how she's just not there anymore. And that's a really big pinnacle point of this book, is just how everyone is growing apart, because it always seems like there's always one person in that group that keeps them all together. The glue to the family, the glue to the friendship. And when they don't put the effort and they slowly start peeling everyone away, that's when the group dies. So it's a really deep moment of reading this book and realizing, holy crap. Like, I don't know, to me, like I said, I'm almost 30, and when I was reading this book, I was just starting to realize all these friends I had that I used to play like Magic the Gathering with, or I would go on these road trips with, or I would go to the gym with. Like I did so many things with all these people, and now I don't even speak to them anymore. Does that mean I have issues with them? No, it just means we grew apart. And that's just how life works. Some of these people I lived with for years, and now we don't even speak. Is that an issue on my part? Is that an issue on their part? If I reached out to them, would they still talk to me? Yeah, I feel like they would, but it's like, it's just life. I live hours away from them now, and we just don't speak. And that's what this book really sets in, to really value the people you've been friends with for years. Also, it's just a reality that life goes on. Like, you're not going to be with these people forever. Some people you just grow apart from. It's just one of those things, and that's why I really like Emily Henry. I'm a big advocate. Like, I'm doing a list. I'm trying to figure out who's gonna be, I want to do like my favorite authors at the end of the year. It's spoiler, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be on that list. And I think Emily Henry is just a great writer, and she just really understands the longevity of a lot of people in their mental states. And like I said, I think when I'm reading this, she never ever focuses, the main plot is never the romance. It's some adult thing, and the subplot is the romance. And I really appreciate that a lot. I feel like every single one of her books have those deep underlying meanings, and I really like it. Now, if I had to give a rating of 5 for Happy Place, I'd give it a 5 out of 5. This book was a knockout. I really enjoyed it. I read this book pretty quick. All of Emily Henry books are pretty fast reads to me personally, and they're usually about 350 pages, so I just can breeze right through them in like a weekend. And her writing's so simple that you don't have to sit there and like, it's not, when I say simple, it doesn't mean like you're reading like a children's book, but her writing's simple that you can just digest real easy, and it can really leave an impression on you in the longevity. And I like reading her books because it helps me as a writer to really focus on elements I think I might be struggling with. And I think she's a writer that if you are looking in the world for writing, especially for romance, this is where it should be, not the romance part. I think romance in it is important, but the way that she writes these books are so good that honestly, if she didn't even have a romance in here, I would still like this book. That's how good I think Emily is as a writer. So like I said, I give this book a 5 out of 5. This spring, TBR has been kind of gas. Almost every book I've been reading has been like 5-star reads, and I'm really happy with that. If you guys made it to the end of the video, I do appreciate it. What did you guys think about Happy Place by Emily Henry? Have you read Happy Place yet? Or have you read any Emily Henry books? Have I influenced you to read some Emily Henry? Or do you not want to read her? If you have read any of her books, let me know down below, and let me know which ones I should check out next. I got Book Lovers. I think it's called Great Big Beautiful World, which is coming out in April. So those are my next 2 Emily Henry reads, so I cannot wait. And of course, make sure you guys stay safe, stay humble, and tell someone you love them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay weird.